Good morning. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. That is Psalm 118:24. Today is Saturday, the day after Black Friday. It's November 28th. These next few days, I'm kind of in the middle between doing something for Christmas versus being thankful. So I thought I'd pull out a few verses about things that have been significant to me. When a verse is significant, I'll write it down on an index card, put it together in a package, and often I'll thumb through those. I'll look at them. I will just kind of reflect on maybe if I can remember what the significance was, why I wrote those things down. Sometimes I do write that on the back of the card. But these things I started years ago, and it just strengthens me and helps me as I think about how God has brought me through significant trials. Well, these verses, as I talk about them, have some significance to others too. They've encouraged me. They're relatively, favorites of other people also. So I thought I'd just kind of pull a few out, and I'll talk through one this morning. In Isaiah 41, God He is assuring the children of Israel, His children, that He's their God. He's chosen them, He's helped them, He's kept them. He says others have idols. He didn't really make a statement about whether they were good or bad at that point. He just simply said that they have the living God that had protected them and helped them. Isaiah 41:10 is the verse that we're looking at this morning, and it will be familiar as I read it. It says, "So do not fear." That means do not be terrified, for I am with you. Notice that I am, that's the reference to God. I am with you. Do not be dismayed. That word means bewildered or not. You can't figure it out. Well, that's a whole lot of our world right now. Can't figure it out. Don't be dismayed. For I am a reference to God, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you and uphold you with my righteous hand. He says, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Well, how do we apply some of this? Just thinking through. Number one, do not fear or be terrified because God is with us. We're entering into the Christmas season, and we remember that song. It's patterned after the name Emmanuel, which means God with us. He is always with us, so don't fear, don't be terrified. Secondly, don't be dismayed, be bewildered about what's going on today in the world or in your life. Honestly, I can't figure it out. I don't even pretend to figure it out. I can't predict what's going to happen next with the COVID crisis. I can't figure out who's going to make what decision next, who says what's safe and when it's safe and how it's safe. We're all dismayed about all of that. And it's terrible when you can't figure out the unknown. And God says, don't be dismayed when you can't figure out all this stuff. And then number three, He says that He will make us strong because we're weak. But He says in His word, when we're weak, we're strong because we depend on Him. Our first option is always, because we're in the flesh, to try to figure things out and do things our way. We would be far better to realize our weakness and rely on Him from the beginning. The second thing God says is that He will help us. He'll protect us. He will surround us. That's what that word means. He will protect us with His safety, His presence, put a hedge around us to protect us, put walls around us to protect us. And He also says that He will sustain us or keep us secure. I'm a child of God, and nothing, no one, nobody can take that away. I am secure in the hand of God. You know, our children are adopted, and it was a big deal when they came to live with us, but they weren't official. It's interesting, they started using our name, but it was not official. And then one day, after all the paperwork was signed and it went through the court system, the judge had approved everything, and we got back through all the legalities and the state bureaucracies. We got a piece of paper. It's something called a birth certificate. It's something we take lightly when we think about going to the hospital, having a baby, and bringing that baby home, and we have a birth certificate. But it's a big deal when that official document comes in and says that they are officially a part of this family, and that nothing, no one, nobody can ever take that away. Even they can't take that away. That's a big deal. And our God will sustain us and keep us. Well, that's Isaiah 41, verse 10. It's Saturday, November 28th. Love God, love people, because love never fails.